Good morning, Grand Rising, and it's your brother, Timon Brown, coming right back at you in peace, good health, and wellness, and abundance. I trust that you and your family, have stepped into this new day feeling as amazing as I'm feeling. I'm in good health. I got my right mind. I did me some reading, did me some exercise, because every day is another opportunity for us to take care of what we probably didn't take care of yesterday or the day before that, right? And for us to do things in a better way. So I learned me some new things. I don't know what your regimen is like, but I trust that you do have a regimen that is progressive and that helps you to sustain and maintain a certain standard, because standards are good. Because once we have standards and we have values or a value system that holds us accountable within, that's the self-check. And with that, it keeps us from falling beneath certain standards, right? So as we strive for better, I think that it's good for us to maintain certain standards of thoughts and behavior. Now, I know that there's a slow connection. Let me see if I can, what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn on an aspect of my system to help with me. Wait a minute. To catch up with itself. Because everything is a process. So sometimes we just have to be patient. It's still telling me it's a slow connection. I don't know if it's because of where I'm at. That may have something to do with it. But it appears to be back on track. But I didn't want to put energy and effort that, out there that wasn't compatible with what's actually taking place technically with this system. But y'all already know how it goes. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. Like I said, all is well in my hemisphere, and I trust that the same applies to you. But what I was saying prior to the technical difficulties, right? Because life is real, and we just got to make the adjustments. That's why I'm not a scripted person. I have enough confidence in myself, as I'm sure you do, to be able to step forward and just make the adjustments that are necessary in order to convey what needs to be conveyed. So it says we have another slow connection, but we're going to work our way through it, right? And try to get better at it as we go forward, as we move forward. But having standards and values helps us to maintain a certain quality of life. It's just as simple as that. But I'm creating a bit of, not even a bit of, I'm creating a memoir of me speaking and sharing information that is connected to a very vital aspect of my purpose and mission and my goals. And a part of that is to help to change the health and wellness of generations. To change the health and wellness of generations. Another part of that, I'm going to wait for this slow connection. Another part of that is to provide options when it comes down to being able to make more income, right? So that's what this is all about. And what people don't see live, they'll see recorded. And by me creating these tools, because that's what I see them as, it's the ability for me to use the technology and to create, I would say, like a map. To create tools, to create a map, to create a guide, to provide information, to start conversations. And you may catch it now, you may catch it later. As long as it's there, it will continue to speak. It will continue to work. It'll continue to flow from me to you, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. You know, because that's leverage. That's the leverage. And I'm a firm advocate that we utilize what we have available. Right? But getting to my topic, right? Working through these technical difficulties that I'm seeing, I'm having with the slow connection or what have you. The extra vehicles, right? In this hyperinflation, not just with the economy, but also when we look at the unpredictability of the environment, and when it comes down to viruses, cancer, structural damage. I just did a spread yesterday on knee replacement surgeries. What goes along with that? Hip replacement surgeries. But what we all have in common is the fact that we live in this life, which is a journey. And whether or not if it's with health or economics, right, or both, I'm creating these videos and sharing these posts all across social media, from YouTube to Instagram, you name it, right? Wherever, TikTok, if that survives. I'm even on LinkedIn, X, aka Twitter, because I firmly believe that what you're not able to see, what you may not be open to today, what may not make sense to you tomorrow, it may make sense to you next week. You may very well end up in a situation wherein just because you were exposed to this information today, or whenever you're exposed to this information, what doesn't register in our minds sometimes, like when we initially have that encounter, it may very well make sense to us at another time. So that's the mindset that I want you to be in when you come across my videos. Because I'm coming to the people, I'm coming to the public, to the masses in truth, right? Some may question truth, like, well, what is truth? Is it relative? Is it what you believe? It's what I strongly not only believe, but what I know to be true for myself based on the information that I have accumulated and come across, read, experienced, and have seen other people experience, and that I know personally who are experiencing the results on a health and economical level. And as I've weighed this information on a health and financial level for the last 5 years, I have personally not found any flaws. That's why I am presenting it as the truth that I know it as today. Because it is backed by not just my personal experience of utilizing the products and benefiting from the financial aspect, which is the business side, right? I have met, right? Broke bread, traveled, been in the same room, same hotels, conference rooms, webinars, phone calls, you name it. Why? Because I pride myself as being a man of truth, meaning I love reality. Because I know people have different, like I said, different definitions of what the truth is. To me, truth to me is what I experience. Because I either have been through it or I am currently going through it. Everything else to me is in fact speculative. So if you are a person, or a theoretical or a hypothesis, right? So if you are a person who have not experienced what I have experienced and others have experienced for ourselves, as a man of truth, I expect for you to have questions, or as a man or a woman, as a person, because I know that we're in an era of, all of the gender conversations and things of that nature. Okay. So what I'm saying is, I embrace your questions. I welcome your questions. I welcome your skepticism. Because if you're a thinking, feeling being, you're going to have questions. You may have doubts. You may be optimistic. What I'm saying is that I have the background of the experience to be able to welcome whatever mindset it is that you will have, or that you may have, or that you have had watching me, coming in contact with me. Why? Because you are a person who have not experienced what I've experienced thus far, up to this point. But what I do not get caught up in, or I try my best not to speak more accurately, and I'm gonna add my power source here, so that way I don't even have to think about, where I'm at with energy, because I'm flowing. I'm feeling good. It's a new week, new day, and I'm making the most of it to create this content that anyone will be able to watch a little bit or all of it whenever you want to, at your convenience, once I publish it. Right? So what I'm saying is that I pride myself in being a social scientist. Why do I say that? They say that science and biology is a study of life. So I think that we all are, to a certain extent. It's just that some of us are students, because I pride myself also in forever being a student. So in being a social science, I have to socialize, because a lot of times people say that they are something, but they actually are not that in practice. Or it may just be a hobby. But as for me, I consider myself to be a social science with intent, because I want to understand, first and foremost, myself on every possible level that I can understand myself and to know myself. But in knowing myself and understanding myself on deeper levels, I still have to step outside of myself. And I have to engage people, other people, from all walks of life, all different kinds of cultures, traditions, which is why I'm a student of people. I am your student, because whether or not if I've met you or have not met you, spoken to you, or haven't spoken to you as of yet, or not, in order for me to learn how to better serve you, in order for me to be able to learn how to convey a message, or to impart what I consider and others consider to be very valuable, life-changing information, before we can even get to the information, before we can even get to the products, before we can even get to, a prosperity plan or get to anything that we deem to be of value, what is the greatest value that we have as people? It is relationships. So in order for us to be able to relate, we have to be able to, first and foremost, be able to step into each other's personal mental space, right? And we have to be willing to learn, first and foremost, who we are, what we are. Who and what we are is the foundation of a relationship. It's not a product. It's not a business plan, right? It's not residual passive income. It's not compounded interest. It's not stocks. It's not bonds. It's not real estate. It's none of that stuff. All of those things are vehicles, which is a part of my caption. This is the reason why, from the offset, if you check my archives, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, or wherever you find me on a virtual space, right? Within the last, I'll say especially in the last 5 years, I always give you me first. I tell you about my background, where I come from, what I've been through, how I got to this point. Why? Because that's what a truthful, actual, factual messenger does. That's what the truth is. Because why should you listen to me? If you find me out to be a liar, and you find me out to be disingenuous, and you find me out to be what most people will call a fraud, right? Or in some lanes, a charlatan, then I wouldn't expect for you to listen to me. But despite, that, my personal opinion, I see a lot of fraudulent companies, a lot of toxic companies. I see a lot of big corporations out here whom you never ever get an opportunity to meet personally like this, virtually or in person, but you still shop with them. They promise the consumer market all different types of things. And throughout years of time, those things are proven not to be true. A lot of harm has been done to a lot of people and still is being done. Even with the regular waterworks system that people have to pay water bills in order just to have water flowing through the faucets. From PFAS to PFOSs, for AKA forever chemicals, right? And I'm just using basic examples of how many times we make decisions in a lot of cases without even having a sit down, a face-to-face. Very little transparency. But along the way, the life journey, right? Still get inside of these vehicles with these companies and these corporations with just the bare minimum. What? A label, a fancy bottle, right? A professionally put together slogan through an advertisement team and department. And we openly and readily place our whole lives, our good health and well-being, our wellness, and our safety, our longevity. And not just us as adults, even with the children, if you're a parent. That takes a lot of trust. But these decisions are made emotionally. They're not, in a lot of cases, made consciously or logically or rationally. Why? Because these are people that have studied and broke down the science of your mind, of the human mind. And it's broken down into what's considered to be primal and a rational brain. So these are professionals in how to capture our attention, how to grab the attention, right? And how to provide us with a certain amount of comparisons, right? to give us what's tangible, give us contrast between this versus that, and to heighten our emotions, and to tap into our emotions to get us to make decisions, in a lot of cases, without even thinking about it. That's the science of the mind. Have I read up on the sciences of the minds? Yes, I have. But the science of something is how something works. But knowing how something works, it does not define or lay out why we want to know how the mind works or how we go about utilizing this information. It is the character of each person, each company, the integrity of a person, and the mission and mission statement, and the foundational core values of a person and a company or a brand that really determines how information on a scientific level is utilized. That's when you actually step off into the moral compass of a person or a company or a brand. And what really gets me is that there are a lot of good people that are being hurt out here, known and or unbeknownst to the consumer market or consumer base or the masses on a global scale, national to global scale, with really good people who have really good intentions, who are looking to do better. But what I found through my journey, through my experience, through my studies, right? Not just through books, but through real socialization, back to me being a social scientist, is that in a lot of cases, people, you have very diabolical, methodical, calculative forces that help to make up the world. And they will take what you love, what you feel the most, what you believe to be true, your foundational core values, and they will take that aspect of your mind, of your feelings, of what drives you, to manipulate you, to create a product and to package it on a surface level, and to use semantics to be able to cater to that primal, core, foundational, ancient aspect of your being that you may not even be aware of in some cases. Or maybe you are. But there are these forces that are scientific, that are studying your biology in such a way to be able to manipulate you in a way wherein you're not even conscious of it. So in my mind, being that I deal with truth and I deal with integrity and that I'm coming forth right, in order for me to be a better messenger and to be a better representative of the people, I cannot just study the light. I have to study the darkness as well. I have to study what's visible and what's not visible. I have to study every single aspect of beingness and capability. And I have to delve deeper as a warrior to my core to be able to protect the people. First, I got to be able to protect myself before I can even present myself as being able to offer an opinion or a recommendation or a suggestion as a consumer, because I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert economist. You know, I don't have that background. And I would be lying to you if I told you that I did. What I do have is self-study, self-experience. What validates my thoughts are my experience and those that I personally know and have met who have also validate themselves. That's what makes up a people. And what I am telling you, the people, is that we are our solutions. That's the name of my YouTube channel. Now, it don't have that much traffic, but it's there for those that want to source it. Why? Because I'm not famous, right? I'm not a celebrity. I don't deal with celebrityism. I deal with peopleism. I deal with people power, people empowerment. And I deal with liberation, and I deal with freedom of thought. That's not the most popular lane. That's not the most popular mindset. But I have chosen to come back to the people in the masses, is what I'm saying, to speak more accurately and to speak more specifically. I chose not to remain in the enclaves of separatism, because I believe that the greater work includes and is encompassed and has to deal with the masses, because I think that that's where the work is most needed. The information is most needed, not sitting in a room or in enclaves or sects, SECTS, just for clarity, of all of people who claim to already know what time it is, but in a lot of cases aren't having as much of an impact or aren't reaching as many people that I think should be reached in order to have a greater impact. So what I'm laying down for you right here, right now, is my purpose for being. Why I'm doing this. I'm good on a personal level, health-wise, and my way of life. I mean, I'm not starving. I'm not desperate. I am not destitute, and I'm not homeless. I have what I need, and I have what I need on a personal level in such a way that I could continue to live the way how I'm living without doing this. I think that is so very important that I share that from a person to person, on a person to person level, because it'll help you to understand my passion to help you. My activism. I am for the people. That's the sole part and aspect of it all. And I'm going to go even deeper, because a lot of people say, well, you're just trying to sell something. And when I hear that, it lets me know that, and it's not a criticism, it's just a fact. It helps me to know that, and lets me know that a lot of consumers don't really understand sales and capitalism. Because if my primary focus was money and selling something, I have access as a member of the company that I've been telling you about. And if you're not aware of it, all you would have to do is just look further into my social medias, and the information will be there. You'll know the name of the company. You'll know where it's located, what I have to offer. But I'm not mentioning it verbally on this particular video, although it is attached to this video. You can also look at the link that's attached to the video to see. But that's not the focus, which is why I'm not going to say it, because I understand the power of words and focus and attention. But all I would have to do is utilize my membership to purchase at a lower price and then step the price up. And instead of me introducing you and being a bridge so that you can gain access to the same inventory that I have access to, which is just like in street terms, giving you access to the supplier which is what I'm doing. Instead of me approaching it that way, wherein you would have access to the same prices that I have access to, right? I would buy low, for instance, like a pack of X2O, right? I'll say that pack of X2O, I get it for like 20, little under $30. That's 30 to 60 bottles of water. Being that I know the value of it, 70 minerals every time you drink water, you're not going to get that on a regular consumer market. And I'm not, quote unquote, selling you that. I'm using it as an example right now. I will be able to step that up and sell a pack of X2O for 50 to 60 bucks. That's $2 to $2 and change a bottle. Yeah, $2 a bottle. And if I really wanted to really, quote unquote, kill it, right? $60 to $75 a pack, because I would be therefore acting as a merchant. That's sales, people. That's me buying low from my supplier and stepping up the price retail like the Publix commercial stores do, right? To resell it at a profit. That's not what I'm doing. That's why I can say that I'm actually factually not selling you anything from a person on a person-to-person level. Now, will you have to buy it? Yes. But if I told you where to get a good haircut at, or if I told you where I got my sneakers from, if you say, hey, yo, I like those sneakers, or I like those shoes, or I like those boots, or whatever you like, and I'd be like, yo, I got it from over there, you wouldn't be buying it from me. Now, if I go to that particular place, if they're selling goods, and I buy at a low in bulk, and then I come back to the block, or I come back to the street, or I come back to the strip, or I come back to the flea market, or I set up a store, and I resell it at a higher price to you, then I would be able to say, hey, you know what? Yes, I am selling you something. No, that's not what I'm doing. I am telling you where to get the same thing that I'm getting at the same exact price. Now, if I receive compensation from the actual merchant themselves for sending them more clientele, that's a different style of business, because I am not upselling you. Why am I going through this? Back to my identification. I got to give you my ID card. I got to help you, the people, to be able to see me for who and what I really be and who I really am within inside of the context of the reality. And who could better do that or edify that for you but myself, which is why you got my face. You got my real name on my birth certificate. So it can't be about trust, because you've been given the truth. You've been given the facts. You've been given the consistency. You have an archive of videos. What am I saying? It can't be about me and my delivery. It has to be about you. So that's why I came here today. But I have to continue to reinforce and to reestablish the trust and the transparency and why I think the way that I do. Why do I believe what I believe? Why am I saying what I'm saying? And why am I doing what I'm doing and how I'm going about doing it? Because I aim to continue to debunk the myths or the hearsay. And it may be indirect hearsay. It may be your family and your friends saying, oh, that's just one of those things. Okay, what things? And how do you know about these things? Is this something that you've done before? Because that's what I have to ask people that say, is that one of those things? I say, well, what thing are you talking about? Oh, one of those things. Are you accusing me? Are they accusing, or are they making an allegation that there's something that's being done that's illicit? Because if it's something illicit, or if it's something illegal, right, then I would have to question their sanity. And also minds as well. Can't leave myself out, because first and foremost, if they're saying that that's one of those things and that they participated in it before, then I would have to say, well, isn't that self-incriminating that you're saying that you participated in something before that's similar to what, or the same as what you're saying that I'm doing and people such as myself are doing virtually with maximum transparency, with my real name and real credentials, real email, real phone number? Because see, we gotta cut through all of that, right? Because you gotta be able to back people. You have to make sure that people are able to back up what they are saying to you before you internalize it back to the mind, right? Before you accept it as being the truth, right? Because first and foremost, most people that have been on my page long enough know that I have been on the inside. And the reason why I make that known is because I know that we living in the information age that anybody can pull up your name and run a check. And especially if they want to go further, they can pay money to find out exactly who and what you are. So what am I doing? If I'm the truth, that means that I'm going to come through the door with the truth on each and every last single level. So that way you don't even have to if you do go, you're going to find the same thing that I already done told you. Why? Because I'm not living in regret, and I'm not living in secrecy, and I'm not cuffing my hand. You see what I'm saying? I'm bringing you the truth, but do you know it when you see it? Because I know in a lot of cases when you've been lied to your entire life, right? When the people, because I know my people. Why? Because I've suffered with the people. You see? I've been to court with the people. I've been to trial with the people. I've been in the holding tanks with the people. I've been in isolation cells with the people. You see, I done fought against the quote-unquote oppressor on the front line with the people. I done wrote the grievances with the people. I done ate off the dirty trays with the people. You see, but I've also triumphed with the people. I've also organized with the people. I've also gone out into the streets and fed the homeless with the people. I've also been in, yes, the martial art workshops with the people, the self-defense with the people, the think tanks with the people. But I've also experienced the fear of the people, the doubts of the people, the hypocrisy of the people. You see, because it's all different types of aspects of the people. What I'm striving to do is to speak to the higher essences of the people. Because even when I was in what was considered or is considered to be the lowest rung of society, when I was in the dungeons, when I was in the gulags, when I was wherever I was at with the people, anybody that knows me still knows that I still upheld and maintained a certain standard. So regardless of the conditions of where I have been at with the people, I have always still been who I be. I wasn't living in, even in prison, I wasn't living in filth. I was still pressed. Nobody ever came to see me when in a visitation room wherein I looked unkempt or wrinkled or beat down or defeated. What am I saying? That's who I be. So that's what I bring. It doesn't matter if it's in a dungeon or if it's in a cage or if it's at a corporate board marble top desk or room or whatever the case may be. The walls might be made of gold or they may be made of iron in an 8x15. It doesn't matter the condition. That's why I don't deal with excuses. You see what I'm saying? So don't try to reduce the people, men or women. Don't seek to try to reduce the people amongst our people or the people in this world based off of assumptions, based off of false narratives. Because see, in a lot of cases, a lot of times people want you to be the filth that they in their minds expect for you to be, because then that's validation for them to not have to listen to you. But see, in a lot of cases, if you are a real truth teller, right? And not just talking it, but you walking it, right? You see what I'm saying? It's not you that they are at war with. They're at war with whatever it is that's within inside of themselves that they're not really ready to rectify. So they have to find flaw within inside of you, no matter how flawless it may present itself to be, because that is the further excuse for them not to have to grow, for them not to have to change, for them not to have to do the self-work. See, I know about the self-work. Why? Because I never present myself as if like I have been the perfect star. I tell you why I was in prison, how long I was in there. I tell you what year I went in. I tell you that I smoked cigarettes from the time I was 11 to 21. So for those that still smoking, it ain't like I haven't smoked a cigarette before. You know, I know what that's about. I done drank liquor before. I done drank beer before. I'ma keep telling you, I used to, whatever it is that I have picked up, I always pick it up all the way, 100%. It ain't, if I'm in, I'm all the way in. That's what you dealing with. You see what I'm saying? I choose not to speak vulgar. But can I get vulgar? Yeah, I can get on whatever I want to get on if you get on it with me. But I'm not seeking to bring that up out of you. So I'm not going to seek to bring it up out of me unnecessarily. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to deal with me in truth, deal with me in truth. But if you're going to deal with me, you can't deal with me and say that I'm something that I'm not if you can't prove that. That's what I'm saying. And it's not, that don't just go for me. That go for you too. If you know that you really about whatever it is that you say that you about. You see what I'm saying? People will seek to try to reduce you because they're not where they need to be within inside of themselves. That's the message. So don't let it deter you. Don't let it thwart you. And don't get emotional about it if you really know who you be, is what I'm saying. I am bringing the truth to the people because in prison you had high blood pressure. You had depression. You had oppression. You had suppression. There ain't no condition out here on the street that I could be presented with that can teach me anything more about oppression and suppression and repression than I've already done experienced. You see what I'm saying? That's why it don't move me the way that it may move you. I see what's going on. I know what's going on. I know about police brutality. I know about injustice. I know about railroading. I know about how shiesty people can be. I already done lived around that and been around that. I already know about that. I'm tired of that. I'm striving for something higher. I'm striving for something better. I haven't always been plant-based. Self-work is a process. I didn't just stop eating meat overnight. I'm not here to judge anybody because of what you doing in your day-to-day life. I'm seeking to add balance to your equation. That's why I'm here. And I think that it's important that I have these discussions because I've learned throughout my journey that it's a mistake to allow other people to speak for you and to see you through their own lenses without you giving them what's really real when it comes to you. Now, after I give you what's really real with me and you seek to discard it, that's not my responsibility. It's up to the people to either accept or to reject what's real. But one thing that the people will never ever be able to say is that what I gave you wasn't real. You see what I'm saying? I already know all of the idiosyncrasies that come with the people. I know the highs, the lows, the in-betweens, and all of that. Why? Because I had to know that in order to survive, just like you have. But there are different depths and degrees of struggle. But I'm not here to negate yours, but I damn sure I'm not going to negate mine at the expense of trying to quote unquote sell you something. Because like I said, I'm not hungry or starving. I'm not hungry, I'm not starving, I'm not desperate. I know how to live. You see what I'm saying? The narrative of your truth. Exactly. I am here to complement your truth. I am here to acknowledge it for what it is. Or what it's not. If what I'm telling you can help you to be better with inside, back to the narrative of the vehicle. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, how to do, when to do, why to do, what you should do. I'm letting you know what you could do, what you can do if you choose to do it. I want y'all to lock that in, whether you see this now or later. Everything is not for everybody. I'm going to rewind the tape. I haven't made no excessive amount of buku bucks doing this, what you see me doing. So that ought to let you know right there. And then that's what really gets me, because that's why I got to let people know, like, if I really was really about like money hungry, and it just was like I was in some kind of situation, like I'm just sitting there just waiting for you to do something on my behalf, nobody can say that I've been in y'all inbox or with no GoFundMe asking you to send me no free bread. I don't put my Cash App up here asking for nobody to hit no Cash App up, none of that. And this is time. I'm aware of the time and the energy and what comes with what I'm projecting at this current moment. I'm not asking for nobody to hit my Cash App. You see what I'm saying? You don't see me looking all broke down. What you do see is consistent, good health, wellness, and me staying up on top of myself. That right there ought to let you know right there that I'm good. I always been, throughout my life, as I've grown, been for the people. Have I made mistakes? Have I made bad decisions? Yeah, I have. But it's all been a process of my growth and my growing. Do I want to make more money with this company? Sure, but I'm not a one-trick pony neither. You see what I'm saying? I love the products. I really do. I've been using these products for the last 5 years. So that's the truth that I have, that I'm bringing, because I see the people just like I seen them in prison. High blood pressure, blood sugar issues, preventable diseases. You know, people having misconceptions of how to lose weight, want to lose weight. Don't really know how, though, because when you really know how to execute, then you will have the results to show it. You see, there are things that I know of, but I don't know how to do it. Why? Because I've never done it yet. So if I really want to master that particular game, I would have to step outside the books and the conversation, and I would have to get some skin in the game. You see, that go with anything. You see what I'm saying? So all I'm offering is an extra vehicle. It's not the only vehicle. It's not all that there is. But I tell you one thing, in the last 5 years, I've seen people who were consistent, who really made a commitment to saying, okay, I'm going to add these minerals to this water. I'm going to try my best not to drink all of that soda, right? Because I know, I got family just like you do. Everybody ain't about to stop drinking soda. Everybody ain't about to stop drinking liquor. Everybody not about to stop eating meat. You gonna eat your seafood. You might keep eating your fast food. I got people that I know personally, known all my life. It's just certain things that they just gonna do until the grave. But you know what I am? I'm just the voice of reason. You see? Okay, bro. Okay, sis. Oh, okay. But what about adding a little balance to it? You might not stop doing this that way or this way or that way. You know what I'm saying? You might see my way of life as being extreme. Cool. But it ain't about me. I've already made my decisions as to how I'm going to live my life. This is about you. Because you know why I had to make it about you? Because when your heart is hurting, when you go to the doctor and they tell you got cancer, when you go to the doctor, they tell you A1C is up. Who you gonna call? Who you gonna complain? The people are telling you their problems. I'm a man of action. All of that sugar. That's right, sister. So being that I'm a proactive being that I'm a man of action, being that whatever it is that I get involved with, I get involved with it. I go all the way. I don't expect instant gratification. Why? Because first and foremost, I'm not no expert marketer. I'm learning marketing. Why am I learning marketing? Because I want to be able to better serve the people through conveying messages, conveying information. So I have to learn how to develop that skill if I want to be better at it. You see what I'm saying? It's not something that I went to college for. I'm learning through experience. Is the potential for growth of profits there? Sure, but it's not my driving force. My driving force is my way of life. My driving force is that I love hearing the people saying, hey, you know what? I went back to the doctor and they took me off my blood pressure medicine because of this. My A1C came down because of that. I lost 5-10 pounds in the last 2 to 3 weeks because I stuck to this. What is that? That's me being a part of us becoming a better people. You know why? Because, they say, well, I believe this. I don't believe that you really believe a damn thing until I actually see you doing it. I had guys in prison that used to tell me, man, I'm not about to get out there and sell dope no more. I'm not about to get out and do. I'm like, okay, well, let's go to your cell and show me what you reading. Show me what you doing while you're in this confinement each and every day. They be like, what you mean? But like, well, if you got 5 years and you talking about you gonna get out and you gonna drive trucks or you gonna open up this business or you gonna do that, don't you know that if you just sitting here just smoking cigarettes and work out or whatever it is you doing for 5 years, don't you know that people get a whole college degree in 4-5 years? So what am I saying? I wouldn't believe nothing that they were saying to me unless I saw them actively working towards that each and every day within inside of the confinement. Because if you burn up 5 years in the joint and you talking about when you get out, you gonna do X, Y, Z, and you not even utilizing the time in order to gain the information, you know what I'm saying, and to at least to get a knowledge base, and you got nothing but time to study up on this particular course of action or this field of expertise or study. So by the time you actually get out, all you would have to do is just step up to the plate and actually go and then get involved physically. But coming forth, you got more of the information downloaded in your mind. Why? Because you have 4-5 years or whatever in order to learn about how it goes on a business level, how to write a business plan or whatever it is that you're talking about doing. I don't believe you. That's what I'm telling people out here. You get up here or whatever, I want to lose weight. I got diagnosed pre-diabetic. They told me that I got first stage cancer. They told me I need a knee replacement. I want to do this. I'm interested in that. I hear you, but what are you doing to work towards it is what I'm saying. But it's not about whether or not if I believe you or not. All I was telling those guys is, bruh, come on, bruh. This me. Let's cut the bullshit. Right? I got to say it that way because that's what just came forth for me and what's real. Because if we're going to talk, let's talk about what it really is. But don't tell me that you want to do this and that you're serious about doing that and you're not ready to become that. See, when I was smoking cigarettes and drinking liquor and running the street and doing what I want to do, I'm just thankful that I never got caught up on no real hard drugs or nothing like that. The hardest thing that I ever did in my life was some weed. You know what I'm saying? And even though I don't smoke weed, and I haven't smoked weed or put no marijuana in my body in over 20 years. Why? Because I'm where I'm at in my growth. Am I knocking what the next person do? No. Because I'm not the authority on nobody else's choices but my own. I just know where I've been and where I'm at and where I want to go. And how I want to get there. You see what I'm saying? But what I am saying is that I know the processes of growth. I know where I was at in my mindset when I was doing certain things. Why? Because I could reflect back on it and I could see that I had to become something different. I had to become something different. I had to think differently. I had to fashion a different thought process. in order for me to start to produce better actions and to get better results. That's universal. But what nobody could do for me was nobody could do it for me. So if you want better health, if you want a better life, if you want to live in a better environment, if you want better relationships, whatever it is that you want to be better, you know what I'm saying? If the house get dirty, you got to clean it up. You're going to have to do something. You got to wash the dishes. You got to wash your clothes. You know what I'm saying? You have to do something in order to get something. Yes, knowing the why. Yes, knowing the why is an important step. That's what I'm saying. So when somebody presents us with something better, it's not trying to tell us what to do. It's because they see something better inside of us. Maybe it's because I've already I don't know the people's struggle or journey, but maybe I've already been through the fire and I know what it takes to get out of it, and I know what I had to go through. Have you ever thought that that's where the passion and energy, he's always up here? You know why? Because maybe I'm fighting for you in a way that you probably are not ready to fight for yourself, or you probably don't have the strength in order to get started. And maybe I'm that extra boost to keep coming right back at you again and again. Just like I had to wake up 156 months day for day in institutions telling myself that better exists on the other side. All I got to do is just get there. Maybe that's why I'm here. To tell you, don't give up on them extra 20 pounds that you saying you want to lose just because you haven't lost them yet. Don't go gain another 20 pounds out of depression, because that's what a lot of people do. Instead of establishing a certain standard to say, hey, you know what, I'm not going to go beyond this point, you create more problems within the problem. So now you have another problem that you have to fix. Creating more problems for ourselves is not going to help us to fix our problems as a people. We have to get to the point where we take something seriously. That's the extra vehicle. Because we already know what the current conditions are. So it's like, okay, well, if I can add these minerals to this water every day, will that make, yes, that a little bit of something better is going to make that which is not good better. Just like reading that book that you've been putting off, writing that book. That's why they be like, well, you know what? I want to do this. I didn't sit back saying I wrote my first book in prison. Thank you for tuning in, good sister. And I know I'm long-winded, but I'm just really feeling myself. Feeling my people through me. Why? Because I know what we go through. I know what I've been through. I know what we got to go through to do in order to get to a better place. So it's not just products. It's not just supplements. It's not just, hey, come and, do this with me. No, it's an extra vehicle to put a little more gas in your tank. The people might need an extra $500 a month. I can show you how to do that. But it's something that you have to do together. But I often hear the people speak about solidarity, unification. We all need it. I draw energy off of you. Just being here. That's what this is about. And may you have yourself a most spectacular day and carry this energy with you through the week and moving forward. And if you know somebody that might need this energy, share the video. I'm going to put it on YouTube when I get done. So thanks again for tuning in. But what we are here to do is to provide an extra vehicle for better health and wellness. And if the people want to go the extra mile wherein you want to establish yourself some extra income, You can do that. Don't judge or try to base your outcomes on somebody else's outcome. And I'm going to go into that. I'm going to put this on here as well. Right? Now, you have to build a team. What is a team? A team of people who are shopping at the company with this in the same way. That's the business side. I had to revamp my whole social structure in order to bring this message to the people. Because a lot of people that I know, they still my peoples. They gonna always be my peoples. But it's a different mindset, you know? So most entrepreneurs will tell you, you may want what's best for your family and your friends and people that you know on a personal level. But in a lot of cases, you know, those relationships exist and have been based and built on historical factors or certain principles. That doesn't necessarily mean that just because, you know, we hop off into a new vehicle and we want to go in a different direction, that everybody that we personally know is going to want to hop off in that new vehicle and go with us. Should we destroy or sabotage those relationships? No. But if you're really serious about going where you want to go in a new direction and you want to do something new and progressive and you believe in it, you still got to have enough, you know, confidence in yourself to start anew. That in no way means that you're still not good with the people that you already know. It just means that you're embarking upon a new endeavor. Everybody has the opportunity to hop off into that particular vehicle with you or not. But if you're truly dedicated to what you're building on and this endeavor, and you see the value in it and you really believe in it, then you're going to have to be willing to pave a new way. That's what you see me doing. That's why it's taking me the time that it's taking me. But like I said, if it was just all about me just wanting fast money and, you know, I'm just on some get the bag like that, you know, I didn't really care about the people, then I'd be out here tearing it up. You know, I'm not out here doing that. But I have to respect the process. Nobody gets inside of no game. Don't believe nobody telling you that you just going to get inside of something new that's not familiar to you, that you got to learn. There's a learning curve to everything. You're not about to just hop inside of no new vehicle and just become no multi-millionaire. Now, do some people do that? Yes, but I bet you in any industry, in any field, or any type of expert career or whatever, they would have to be like the magnificent few. Most multi-millionaires that I know and have studied up underneath and have gotten coaching from or whatever, all of their stories are the same. They had to pay their dues. So that's what you see me doing on the business side. But don't try to sum me up like that's what I'm all about. Because anybody that know me know that I truly do emphatically care about my health and the health of the people in this world. Because I know that everything is connected. And that was proven to us with them lockdowns when them viruses got gangster. You see? So by us making healthier choices for ourselves, we help to not only to protect ourselves, we help to create healthier environments on the most, it could be your household, on the most immediate day-to-day. It could be at the office. It could be at the job. You got the job and you at the office and you see people constantly coughing. You could be an employer. What does it really cost you when your employees have to keep calling out sick? So there are so many depths and dimensions to this that I could go into, but I don't want to go but so far. I'm just seeking to bridge the gap between myself and my audience and whoever it is that I come in contact with virtually. I'm getting this person-to-person thing out the way once again and reestablishing the trust, so that way you at least know who and what you're dealing with. Whether or not if you take my recommendation, help on the supplements or the business opportunity, that's up to you. It's just another vehicle. It's not the end all be all. But when it comes down to my character, my self-identity, and who and what I be, that's not up for a debate. You know, we're not going to agree on everything. We're not going to see eye to eye on everything. But that's to be expected. But when it comes down to the basics of health and wellness, longevity, there's no reason why heart disease has to continue to go to the numbers have to continue to go up every year. So if we can't, my thing is, with all that I done been through with the people, I really seriously, and it ain't to say that I still don't, but I will say that I was expecting a larger outpour, but it takes somebody like me being built how I'm built not to give up on you. Because it was people that didn't give up on me, and I damn sure ain't about to give up on myself, first and foremost. But that's what a warrior does. We fight for you in ways that you may not be even aware of the fact that you should be fighting for yourself until you come into the knowledge of the fact that the threat exists. Because in a lot of cases, you're not aware of the threats. So, if you're looking for an extra vehicle, another way, look into it. I'm not coming to you like, yo, you don't got to make millions of dollars. An extra $1,000 of residual income can help a lot of households. An extra $1,500. An extra $500, $600, $700. What I'm saying is, it's a solid vehicle. You don't have to worry about the products spazzing out on you. Nothing like that. Your health spazzing out. I've been using products for 5 years. I got people that in their 60s and 70s that had lupus, that got taken off of their lupus meds by their doctors. I know guys who have had very high PSA counts, where they've utilized some of these products by way of their own admission, that their PSAs with their prostates have been brought down to decimal points. So I lived this life. I've weighed it. I've tested it. I've traveled. I've gone to the headquarters. I've done the due diligence. I've gone out front on the behalf of the people to make sure that when I brought this information to you, that it would be of sound, that you could be of a sound mind in knowing that this is one of those things that you can rely on. But you have to be willing to put in the work, which is why I'm getting into self-work, doing the work, not expecting instant gratification, being willing to commit. We committed to Pepsi, we committed to Coca-Cola. We grew up using all of these other things that have hurt us. My question to the people is, are we as committed to making the most basic day-to-day commitments, to being loyal to what can help us to be better as a people? And what I was saying is that but that's what I thought and felt. But I had to learn some hard lessons being out here in the field and dealing with the people and learn from the people and listening to the people, the doubts of the people. It was no different than anything else that I had experienced. It's just a different lane. But it's a lot of doubt, a lot of fear. I understand there's been a lot of betrayals. A lot of people have lied to the people. A lot of people have done a lot of things to the people. I understand the people's pain. Why? Because I come from pain. I know pain. I know pressure. But are we going to allow it to break us? No. We build from that. We learn how to decipher information. We learn what to trust and what not to trust, what to accept, what not to and what to reject. But when what's real presents itself, if you're real, real's supposed to recognize real. You see what I'm saying? Real is supposed to recognize real. So when I'm presented with something real, I'm not living in fear. Don't live in fear. Get your mind educated up, connect with real people, real organizations, real programs, real networks that are addressing our real problems, and use it as vehicles. And if you already have a vehicle or vehicles, what's wrong with a little extra gas? Quality, premium gas to help you to get your vehicle that you're already riding in where you want to go. Everybody's not going to want to do the business. I already know that. Everybody need clean water. Everybody need minerals every day. I want you to be successful. I want you to be happy. I want you to be whole. And I want you to have it your way, because I want those things for myself. But don't reject what's real. Because when you reject what's real out here, then all you are left with is what's not real, what's fake. So if you real, embrace what's real, so that way you'll have something solid in your life to help you to weather the storm of all of this fakery that's out here. These GMO personalities, GMO bioengineering. It's not just products, it's people too. It's conversation. But with that, I'm just flowing with y'all today. Take it for what it's worth. Process it, absorb it. I appreciate those that tuned in, and to those that will tune in, share this with your sphere of influence. And let's do what we can 2025 moving forward to do what we have to do to be better, and not just be interested, not just wanting something, but making a real life day-to-day commitment to doing what we have to do to respect the process of growth, the process of healing, the process of building. Like I said, I didn't get to where I'm at right now. It's not to say that it's just where I want to be. There's always aspirations, but I am very thankful and very grateful, because a lot of brothers that I have encountered in past and have met didn't make it. And I'm sure that you can say the same. So be grateful that we still here. And the regrets of other people, don't let those become our regrets. We have the power to make better decisions. And with that, may your better decisions continue to emanate and to manifest through you. Not just in thought and word, but through your actions. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out. I'm very transparent, and I'm going to respect where you're at. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to help you, to help yourself. But I can't help you if you're not willing to put in the work for yourself. And with that, peace and blessings, health is wealth. Here's to that X2O life. Take care of yourselves and be encouraged, and know that you don't have to remain where you are at if where you are at right now is not where you really want to be. I'm out. Peace.